Currently, in my opinion, really, I think the state that the game is in is pretty bad. Now, I'm not talking about really gameplay features, but I'm more about just certain things within the game.
震えてるじゃない。極寒のせい？それとも恐怖？
Yeah, senor, by all means, just talk over me, you fucking, you twat. Reality is, I want more from this game. Let's be honest, that's pretty much everyone in a nutshell, right? Everyone in a nutshell wants more from this game. There's no point in hiding it, it's super duper obvious that that's what we want. But as to what, that's a whole different story. I mean, the obvious one is, right now, I don't know what it is, but MiHoYo has this really weird irk with us in the community of the fact that we just want just a bit more. Do you know what I'm talking about? It could be something as simple as maybe just pump up the primos, because it doesn't matter whether you're playing this game for, you know, whether you're free to play or not. That should not change. Did that bitch just teleport as soon as I dump that shit? You fucking whore. Right? It doesn't change the fact of how the game state's gonna be, right? Damn, I'm just gonna lose my track of thought with this boss fight. That's just what's gonna be. I should have grinded something else in all honesty. No, I'm dying, bro! Bro, I'm gonna die! Back to the state of the game then, shall we? In terms of the state of this game, like I mentioned, the fact that MiHoYo doesn't add stuff like more primos in terms of event quests, the fact that they don't even give you really good XP or even more rewards, in my opinion. Like, I genuinely don't think from any of the events that we've done that they've given super, like, good rewards. And to be fair, for some of the rewards, I will say, I need a heal and I don't have that thing, don't judge me. Right, for some of the rewards that we have in the game, some of them I can somewhat understand. And what I mean by somewhat understand, and it's the fact that, you know, not everyone is in the same place that everyone else is at. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, chat? What I keep saying, chat? You know what I mean? In the sense that right now we're in a very weird situation where a lot of us who are further ahead in this game want something more from this game, but we ain't getting it. And it's, you know, let's be honest, it is a bit upsetting spaghetti that MiHoYo doesn't just want to give us something as simple as at least a tiny boosted primos. The fact that right now, even after all this time, right, after making all the money that they've made, MiHoYo still hasn't made it so, one, we can get a 5 3-star game in this game, but also, to top it off, we can't even have, like, free 10 pulls? To me, that shit's insane, bro. Like, the events that we do barely give us enough for 10 pulls. Like, we're nowhere near the amount of primos that is required in this game to make a 10 pull. That just isn't a thing, dude. And I don't know why MiHoYo just doesn't give us a free 10 pull every event or so. It isn't difficult either. Like, I really don't see what's so difficult about giving people a free 10 pull, or even being devastating to the company as a whole. If they could give a free, like, a free 10 pull, bro, A free temple every bitch. Stop draining my health like there's no tomorrow. A free temple in this fucking game. Let me tell you, it's not gonna change anything, right? It really ain't gonna change anything for them anyways. In terms of cash money, right? They're still going to get their money. They're still going to get their just desserts, right? They don't constantly need us to spend a fuck ton of money to get the characters we want. Which I guess brings me to the other thing, which is a thing that has been occurring with me more and more. And that is how long it takes to fucking do everything in this game. Like, it is insane how long it takes to do shit in this game, bro. Like, Ball came out, what? 1 or 2 weeks ago? That Ball came out? And in that time span that she came out, right? I was able to get Ball to the level that she's at from resources that I grinded before she came out. And then afterwards, my resources just fucking... they just plummeted, dude. Holy shit. That's pretty pog. 3 of the boss materials? That's something that I've never gotten in my life. And I guess, right, to go on with that, right, the materials that I needed, mind you, that I mentioned that I had quote-unquote acquired to get Ball anywhere near, I still had to grind anyways. And here's the thing, I don't mind that we have to grind. I do like grinding in really any video game, right? But let's be honest, there's a certain type of grind that even though I'm like, sure, whatever, it's a thing, I'm pretty fucking sure that that is not the case for other people. It's pretty obvious that it's not. And the thing that's sad is I've had a few friends that joined into this game, right? That started Genshin, and whenever I see their accounts, it's just like they're just like level 8, level 10. They just stopped playing. They give it a go because they heard what people said about the game, right? Like, sure, it has all these gacha systems, but the game alone is fun. Because it's true, the game alone is really fucking fun. There's no denying that. But it's a fucking pain in the ass to get far enough in the game, right? And look, what I mean by far enough, I'm not saying like rush the living shit out of this game. I don't feel, that's not what I'm talking about. Like I mentioned, I don't mind the fact that it can take weeks for you to level up a character. That's not the point. The point is that it can take you months to level up your character. Because that's the problem. There's a difference between, it's gonna take me maybe a solid, I don't know, week or two for me to get to where I'm at with this character, right? It's gonna take me this long to get this level, right? I don't like the fact that it takes that fucking long. It shouldn't take that fucking long, in my opinion. Because, again, it's completely unnecessary. There's just too much time getting in this game. And when I can easily see someone, right, even though I can easily see someone making a pretty damn solid, like, case for, like, this is why Genshin needs time gating. Right? The only one that I can think of at top of my head immediately is like, okay, you know, maybe they just want this game to last for quite a while, right? But even still, dude, you can only do that so much. I don't think that they should time gate Genshin as much as they are doing it now. Like, I genuinely don't. I can skip this. You bitch! right? Because it just takes too long, right? It really does. The biggest example of this, of course, is the weekly bosses. Weekly bosses, bro, they're absolute shit. And also, rewards don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing. The fuck? They really don't mean much the further and further you go into this game, right? Or at least they don't mean as much. That's what I really should be saying. Because let's be honest, okay? If you look at it in the sake of artifacts, it's pretty nice to get to like world level 6 because you know you get level 5 or 5-star artifacts right from the get-go, or at least you get a guaranteed one, right? Which is pretty fucking sick because you have a chance of getting 2 right there and then. Oh my goodness, Cheetos, dude! Right? It's a thing that can happen. You can just end up with like 2 like 5-star artifacts right there and then. Does it happen? Maybe. Sometimes. Depends. Right? But it doesn't always happen. Oh Jesus. And that's the part that sucks. Right? But then there's like a point in the game. Oh my gosh, that almost murdered me. There's a point in the game where the like MiHoYo really just took this out of proportion, bro. And the thing that I mean is, again, to go back to the world level stuff, you only need to go to a certain world level for it to actually seem somewhat worth it. Now, I can't really say from experience, but I'm trying my absolute best, right? I remember looking it up because I really wanted to know what was the reason for any one of us to go further than like AR 50 or 55. And I'm just gonna say, bro, I literally found no answer. And every other content creator that has talked about that AR level, it pretty much said 1 or 2 things that are pretty much the same. And that is that there really isn't a fucking difference, dude. Like, there genuinely ain't a difference. Right? Like, maybe there's a minor one in, like, what you grind. There might be a minor one in, like, the shit you grind, or maybe the rarity of it. But the problem with this game is that it's not about rarity, right? Because this game, I realized, the more you and longer you play this game, is that while you're grinding for things that you might consider to be beneficial for you, no dream softened, interesting, beneficial for you in terms of materials, and the further you go and advance into adventure rank, all they really feels like they're doing is increasing your chances of getting the rare shit. And even then, it's still fucking shit. And the only reason why I say that is because of the fact that if you look at all the materials that you get while you're grinding, it doesn't change much. Like, sure, to go back to the artifact example, okay, yeah, sure. If I get to AR 50, I get a guaranteed 5-star. But it doesn't make the rolls better. It doesn't make the chances of you getting a shit ton of 5-stars even better. Because it guarantees 1. Could you get more? Yeah, you could. But the chances are pretty damn low to get more than just the guaranteed one all the time. But you get the gist, right? The gist is simple. It increases your chances to get the rare item, but it doesn't really increase the chances of getting more of the item the further you go into it. Like, literally, every domain caps somewhere. And the thing that I want to know, I want to hear more people talking about it, right? More people to do more research. And actually, maybe, I don't fucking care. Go through the fucking files. I don't give a fuck. I want a straight answer, right? I want a straight answer to know whether or not, right? Maybe, just maybe, there's like a hidden mechanic in the game where if I reach AR, I don't know, fucking 60 or some shit, that if I go out of my way to, I don't know, go out of my way to get to AR 60, that the artifact domains, right, they give you a guaranteed drop of like 3 of the guaranteed 5-star artifacts, but that doesn't seem to happen, right? And it gets to the point where I have the ability to ascend past 50, but I just don't see a reason to. The chances of getting certain items has already been capped. That's it. I can't go further. That's it. I can't get more of the set item either. So what's the point? I genuinely don't know. And this is one of the biggest issues MiHoYo has with this game. They've brought it somewhere, and now it's capped. And this cap brings me to the other dilemma that I want to talk about. A dilemma that I'm facing, maybe not a lot of other people are facing, but I sure as hell fucking do. Because here's the thing. I do spend money in this game. That's 100% facts. I do spend money in this game. I'm not gonna lie about that. Because it's 100% true. I spend money on this fucking game for certain, brother. But there's a big difference though. As in the way that Jesus Christ. In the way that I have been spending money versus the way that probably other people have been spending money in this game. And that's, when I spend money, I'm spending the money to get the character. But that's it. That's all I'm doing. In terms of everything else, no. I don't spend money to get better 5-star weapons. I don't, because that's fucking trash and you shouldn't do it anyways, because I've seen fucking Tectone do it, and whoa, man, does that look like a pain in the ass. It's like it looks like the biggest scam of all time, dude. That's what that shit looks like. And also, I don't spend money to actually get constellations. I don't. Constellations are really pretty pog, dude. Especially for 4 stars, they're really fucking good. 5 stars, that's a little bit iffy. Mainly because, one, it just costs a lot of money anyways, if you do spend money, to get the 5-star in the first place. But then it's even worse, right? It's even worse if you do spend money, right? Wait, that made no sense. You get the point. Whether you spend money or not, if you're a person that spends money in this game, it makes it even worse to get constellations, because that means you have to spend even more money to make this really already pretty fucking good, like, character even better. But it doesn't really need it. A lot of characters at C0 are pretty decent. I mean, it can be very debatable for some people, but in my opinion, a lot of characters are pretty fucking good at C0, especially 5 stars, right? 4 stars, it's easier to get 4 stars, so there's no denying that part. There's no reason to even complain about it. It's just easier. Damn, I didn't get a single dream solve in these free runs. That sucks. Right. But even if that isn't the case, you could still very much pull, right? You could still pull with some of your free wishes. If not, hey, if you don't, guess what? You could save up, and when the 5-star that you want comes out, you just blow your load, bro. You just waste all them primo gems on the one character. But the problem is, and this is the issue for me, is that the more characters you have, the harder it is to just manage resources. That's one of the biggest thing about Genshin Impact. Fuck the fact that it's a gacha, bro. This is like manage resource simulator. That's what this game is. And it's insane how much, right? Because there's just not enough resources, and also just not enough time. If Genshin doesn't fix a resin issue, it's the amount of stuff we're getting type of issue, right? And if you're a person that spends money, you might not notice it because you're easing your chances, right? Could I spend more money to ease my chances? Yeah, I fucking could. There's no guarantee. Do I want to? No. I'd rather just spend money to get the characters. But do I wish that they can improve upon this a bit more? Definitely 100%. As to what part should they improve upon, honestly, if they don't want to improve upon just resource in general and how much you get the further you go in AR, they could at least do that, right? If not, the other thing they could do is just give a lot of these resources through events. Because let's be honest, if you look at the event rewards, they're not good at all. Like let's look at this event that's going on right now. Right? If you look at this event, from the rewards, you get 3 XP books of the purple ones. Sure, it's 3 of the purple ones, but it sucks that it's only 3. Why couldn't it be fucking 10? Why couldn't it be 20 or just a really crazy amount of purple books that is not attainable in the game? Every time you go and grind ley lines at the AR level that I am, which is 50, I can get 4 to 5 purple XP books every single run. Right? They could have made this 10, right? Or 8. So it feels like, oh, it's worth 2. In my opinion, 20, while reality is, to them, it might seem like a shit ton, but it isn't. It isn't a shit ton. Now for Mora is a little bit of an iffier one, because the higher you go in level, of course, the more Mora you're gonna need, but reality is, you could just spend a week, right, and just grind Mora. But this is something that only I'm facing, or maybe a few other people, right? This could just be a completely I'm only facing this issue and no one else is. But if I want to get more characters down the line, because if I look at my character, every time I look at my characters, man, I have so many, but I almost am missing so many. I'm missing Sara, I'm missing Yoimiya, Eula, Kazuha, Rosaria, fucking Shield, Chi-Chi. I'm missing so many, but I also have all of these characters. Guess what? A lot of these characters are really low level. Bennett is level 1, and he's considered to be one of the best characters. Xingqiu is level 20. Amber, I don't remember. And then Kaya, I don't remember, but I think it's higher than Bennett, and so is Lisa. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because I played with them in the beginning of the game, and that's why they were higher level. Probably Amber's level 22. But you catch my drift. There is so many characters that I want to play with. Even if some people are like, yo, Xin Yan is not fun. She sucks. I want to play with that character. So, without further ado, that's the end of this video.